Good morning, third graders. Today we have a phonics lesson and we will study final syllables. What are they? tion making the sound shin, sion making the sound shin or jn, ture making the sound chur as in picture. The three syllables are final, and this means that these syllables come at the end of the word, not at the beginning. Alright? Watch and listen carefully, and let's get started. Let's refresh our memories with this example. Childish. Can you tell me which part of this word is root and which one is a suffix? Of course, child is the root word and ish is the suffix. So the root word plus a suffix gives me a new word. The root word was a noun. When we added the suffix ish, it changed the noun into an adjective, childish, and it means an adult that behaves in or as a child. Okay, so the suffix ish changes the noun into an adjective. Alright, today we will study final syllables that are so common in English, and they are tion, ture, ive, ize. All of them are final and they come at the end of the word: shin, chur, if, and eyes. Alright, let's start with the ion making the sound shin. So this suffix we add to the base word, which is a verb often. Why? To change it into a noun. So we add ion to the verb to make a noun. Let's have some examples, but before we start I want to tell you that the ion comes after T or S. The first one, tion, making the sound shin, like act, a verb. When we add ion, it becomes action, a noun. Direct. When we add ion, it becomes direction. British people say it direction. Okay. Vacate. When we add ion, it becomes vacation is a noun. What about fiction? So it's not a verb, but what is important is that this word ends in tion and it makes the sound shin, fiction. Also, question, no verb from it. Okay, it's the same noun and it has no verb and it makes the sound shin at the end, tion. So the first one is tion making the sound shin. Be careful. Tio makes the sound shin. The io make a slight air, so try to leave them out. Chin, as if they don't exist. Direction, vacation, fiction, question. Okay. Alright, the second one is sion making the sound jn, like the verb divide. When we add ion, so it becomes division, division. Collide. What the meaning of collide? Collide means, look at this picture. So if two persons or two things or more collide, this means that they crash. So the noun from collide is collision, collision. Vision, it doesn't have a verb. Vision, vision means the ability to see. Be careful, sion making the sound zn, zn, zn. Division, collision, vision. Why? Because they come after I, a vowel. Okay? What about this one? Man, shin, shin, not zn, it's shin, shin, like this one. Mansion means a big house that's so expensive. It's like a palace. So again, ion comes after t or s. If it comes after t, it makes a sound shin and it changes the verb into a noun. Some words have tion at the end and they don't have a verb, but we say them in the same way. Also they are nouns because they end in tion. Other words ending in sion making the sound zn, zn, like division, collision, vision. But if a consonant comes before sion, it makes the sound shin, like this one. So there's no a rule to know whether the word has t or sion. So you need to learn them one by one. But what's important is that if you hear the sound shin at the end of a word, so you have two options, tion or sion. Alright. The second final syllable is chur. Tu making the sound chur, ch, ch, as in chair, chair. So if I see the syllable at the end of a word, so I make sure that it's a noun. Okay, let's have example with the final chur, like picture, culture. I told you the meaning of culture when we had Jengami selection 382 Shin Dang Dong. The way people behave, eat, live, speak, the habits they have, the clothes they wear, and so on. Creature, creature, creature means imaginary animal, like this, like the dragon. Feature, feature means an important part of something. For example, the playground is a feature in the school, so it means that the playground is an important part in the school. Right. Sculpture, sculpture. What's the meaning of sculpture? So it's a statue. It's a work of art that we make using clay, wood, and stones. Okay. Sculpture, sculpture. Furniture, furniture. So furniture, all items in our house that makes our living comfortable. All right. Okay, again, if I find ture, chur at the end of any word, so it's a noun. Be careful, T-U-R-E, not just U-R-E, because some words ending in U-R-E make the sound your, as pure, cure, and so on. The third final syllable is eyes, spelled I-Z-E. If I find this syllable at the end of the word, so it must be a verb, and sometimes the base word was a noun or an adjective. Let's have some examples. The first one, organize, organize. So I see I-Z-E at the end, so I am sure that it's a verb. The noun is organ, but the verb is organize, and organize means to arrange things in in particular order. Okay. Maximize, maximize. Also, this word is a verb. How do you know? It ends in I-Z-E, eyes. So maximize means to make something larger, bigger. If I say maximize the screen or the page on the computer, so it means to make it larger. Summarize means to make a summary, to make or to write the story in short. Okay. Realize, the adjective is real. When we add I-Z-E, it is it's a verb, and it means to understand a situation. I realize now it's my mistake. I understand now it's my mistake. So again, if I find I-Z-E at the end of any word, so I make sure that it's a verb. Sometimes the base word was a noun or an adjective. Okay. Alright, let's move ahead. The fourth final syllable is if, spelled I-V-E. If I find this syllable at the end of any word, so I'm sure that it's an adjective. Like sometimes it's just I-V-E, as in the word active and massive. And massive means very big, huge. Sometimes it's just A-T-I-V-E. So the I-V-E comes after A-T, like native and negative. Native and negative. Sometimes the I-V-E comes after I-T, like positive, positive. Alright. So if I find a word ending in I-V-E, I am sure that it's an adjective. And sometimes the I-V-E comes after A-T or I-V or sorry, just I-V or I-T. Okay, let's practice. So we have a group of words. We want to classify them into noun, verb, and adjectives. So the first word is celebration. So so let's look at the suffix, the ending of the word. So it's shin, shin, and we learned today that the word ending in shin is a noun. The second word is realize. Look at the end of the word realize. So I find that it ends in I-Z-E, and this means that this word is a verb. Active, the suffix is I-V-E, and this means this word is adjective. Puncture, so I don't know the meaning of the word, but I can classify it. Why? Because it ends in ture. This means it's a noun. Puncture is a hole in the tire. What about maximize? The same like realized. Adventure, ture. If I don't know the meaning, but I can classify it. How? I know that ture is a final syllable that comes at the end of a noun. Explosion, explosion. So final sion. J, not shin. So it's a noun. Positive, iv, adjective. Finalize, verb, ize, massive, of course, an adjective. So as you see, these final syllables help me a lot to know is a word a noun, a verb, an adjective. Also it helps me to know the sound of the final syllables. Okay, alright, that's enough for today. Good job. Don't forget to do your homework, page 412. Thanks a lot for watching me. Goodbye.